start right now.
Oh, memory card is open. So,
And it can be any vocal cue, just like you going to start.
okay. So let's go.
And let me close the door.
Oh, okay.
And all that.
Okay, thanks, John. Appreciate it. And hello and welcome. Good morning. We are very favored to have our good friend Alan Godfrey on the show today. And today we're going to be talking with Alan on some specific lessons that he learned when he was out knocking doors. And this is completely candid, and we're very lucky to have Alan with us so we can learn from him, and he can share with all those watching, hey, what did you learn? And so first off, Alan, how's it going?
It's going pretty good.
Good.
Good to be here.
Good, good. We're glad to have you here. So if you don't mind, share with us real quick, before you went out and did door-to-door sales, what was your thoughts on door-to-door selling in general? Like favorable, not favorable? Tell us your overall thoughts.
Not favorable, not at all.
Okay.
Not even a little bit.
Okay. So what changed your mind? What made you decide, you know what the heck, I'm going to give it a try?
Well, my roommate decided to do it, and he told me a little bit about it, and it kind of seemed like not quite exactly how I had imagined it to be.
Okay.
So it seemed more intriguing to know that I'd be selling something that people already had.
Okay.
So that's why I chose trash. I liked that aspect of it.
Okay, awesome. Tell us, if you don't mind too, like your first week. What was your first week like being out in the field?
Nerve-wracking at first. I was nervous at first, but as I sold, as I got into it, it was kind of fun. It was exciting. Nothing was ever the same.
Okay.
No door was the same as the previous door. So change made it interesting.
Okay. So if you don't mind, like, did you have like a turning point when you were out knocking where just like it kind of all came together? What we like to call kind of like the Superman moment, or sorry, the Spider-Man moment, when he finally he got it and he kind of started like swinging through the city, and like it all kind of came together. Can you tell us, did you have that moment? And if so, how did you know that you had that moment, that happened?
So I went and knocked with the top sales rep in the office, actually.
Okay.
And when I was knocking with him, I realized he wasn't really saying things differently than I was, or he wasn't really doing anything extraordinarily different, but he just was more confident, and he was quicker. He walked fast to each door.
Okay.
And he didn't let the no's get him down. He just pushed through them, and if he couldn't sell the person, then he just hurried to the next door.
Okay.
So that was like my aha moment.
Your aha moment. Okay, so let's review that real quick in case everyone didn't hear that. So basically, you said he was confident on the doors.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then the number two thing was
he was quick. So
okay.
I'm trying to think of a good word for it. He was
Like he had the urgency.
fast, urgency. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He was urgent.
So if he knocked on the door and nobody answered, he wouldn't just slowly go find another house. He had that urgency. Like, hey, I gotta be talking to somebody.
Yep.
Right? Okay, so that's important. To be urgent, to have that sense of urgency. Like, I gotta talk to somebody, like, right now. Okay, so that was number two. Number three was there number three?
He didn't get discouraged.
Okay, so his level of enthusiasm was high, so he wasn't getting discouraged or distracted, right?
Yeah.
Is it possible to get discouraged in sales?
And anything. Anything.
Okay, so what would you say is your philosophy? How do you overcome getting discouraged? You know, because, so you're saying discouraged is going to happen to anything? How so?
Well, in school and everything I've done, I've always encountered obstacles, like whatever it is.
Okay.
Served a mission on my mission, encountered that. Always you're going to encounter obstacles, and so not letting those obstacles get you down is what is like the most important thing to do in life, I would say. Like Mark Spitz said, right?
Yep.
Kick when you want to kick and stroke when you don't want to stroke.
Okay. So, if anyone is out there listening, watching this video right now, and if they're perhaps right at this moment discouraged, what words of encouragement would you give to them to say, hey, stop being discouraged, and that can help them be more encouraged?
I would say the only real failure is when we give up. That's the only time we really truly fail.
Okay.
And I think it's Thomas Edison, right, that said before he discovered the light bulb, he discovered 999 ways to not make the light bulb work. So I think if you look at failure as defeat, that I'm done, then you're never going to be successful. But if you look at it as corrective feedback, then you're going to be successful, because you're going to be improving constantly in your performance.
Okay.
There's actually, if I may,
Yeah,
there's a book by a psychologist, and they analyze the two different types of mindsets in like elementary kids.
Okay.
There's a growth mindset, and the other one I think is fixed mindset.
Okay.
So they found that in the growth mindset, kids succeeded more in school. They were more successful. They got better grades. And when they studied in adults, they also found these growth mindset individuals often were more successful in their careers. And the differences were fixed mindset personalities looked at failure as failure. So if they failed, it was defeat. If they got a question wrong, they didn't care what the answer was. They just wanted to move on, and they just chalked it up as, oh, I failed at something else. But the growth mindset individuals looked at failure as feedback for improvement. If they got a question wrong on a test, they wanted to know what the right answer was, so that the next time they'd get it right. And just that little difference made a big difference in their performance in school. So
Nice. Awesome.
that was kind of long.
No, I love that. So, for anybody that's watching this at home right now, if I believe that I'm a fixed mindset, am I stuck or can I change? Like, can I become a growth mindset? Can I acquire the growth mindset mentality? Or if I believe I'm a fixed mindset kind of person, am I stuck?
No,
Okay.
nothing's ever concrete.
Okay.
That's my non-professional opinion, but
Okay. Well.
well, even in psychology, I mean, they've found you're not, nothing is concrete. We can influence and change our behaviors and our personalities through the things we choose to do.
So, what suggestions would you have if somebody, like let's say myself, if I'm someone that I believe I'm a fixed mindset, that I tend to look at things as failures, how can I maybe shift that to do a feedback? Do you have any thoughts on ways that maybe we can improve to become more of have a growth mindset versus not having a fixed mindset? Any thoughts or ideas?
I think just recognizing that failure isn't death per se. It's not like the end.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know of a successful person that hasn't encountered failure along the way. I think you could probably attest to that.
Okay. Yes. Yes.
So I think just recognizing that when we fail, it's natural to feel discouraged, and it's natural to feel like we're not good enough, or we're not capable of accomplishing what we're trying to. But if we just recognize that through our continuous effort, that's how we achieve success, then I think we can change that mindset. Because I feel like I used to be kind of a fixed mindset person. I used to think like, I'm not smart, I'm not good at these things, and then I've just decided that, hey, no, I can be, I just have to work hard.
Nice. Another thing too that I wanted to ask Alan is, I remember your first summer, we talked about the importance of, in sales, it's important that you have your flame of enthusiasm, your torch of enthusiasm, because if you carry just a tiny little match and you go and you try to have that match share that with somebody else's candle, like, that's not a lot of energy. If the wind comes and blows it along, then there won't be any fire in the match to share with others. And so if you have a torch of enthusiasm, you just have a huge torch with this huge flame, that's obviously going to have more power to be able to share that energy with others. Correct?
Yeah.
And you shared one of the coolest scientific explanation of the transfer of energy, because that's what sales is. Literally, sales is a transfer of energy, is a transfer of feeling, and which feeling is an energy. So I wanted to see if you remember that time of, and maybe you could share with the team here how science views. That's literally a scientific fact that if my candlestick doesn't have a flame, I can't transfer that to you because there's no fire there. People will say, well, duh. But in sales, if there's not a lot of energy, there's not a lot of enthusiasm, you're not going to be able to share that. So I wanted to see if you could touch on the scientific explanation of transference of energy.
Okay. So there's laws in thermodynamics, which is thermodynamics basically just means energy in general.
Okay.
And the first law is that the energy in the universe is constant. It's neither created nor destroyed. So everything has energy, and energy can't be created nor can it be destroyed. It's always there. The second law is that it's transferred. I can't remember the exact wording of the law,
Okay.
but that's the law. In any sort of reaction you have, energy is transferred between your different subjects or components of the reaction, whatever you want to call it.
Okay.
It's transferred between the two pieces of the reaction.
Okay. So
Same thing in everything else, right? Like, you can't create energy if you don't have it. You have to give it off and transfer it to other people.
That's awesome. Okay, I love it. So there's science behind setting yourself on fire. And once you have that fire, then you can then transfer to other people. Because if a candle doesn't have any flame on that, it can't transfer that flame to the other candlestick, right?
Exactly.
And science has proven that. You may be saying at home, like, well, yeah, duh. And I guess I would say, if you're in sales or you're self-employed, same thing. Well, duh. You have to have that strong conviction, that energy, before you can transfer that on to somebody else. So, moving on, so we've kind of been talking about the philosophical views of success, but I wanted to kind of get to some specific techniques that you remember. So maybe giving some advice to people that are watching this, whether they're doing door-to-door summer sales or on the phone. Just what would you say, maybe some specific steps of success in selling, like from all your years of experience? If you were to give them some advice on the technical side, so like the 20%, what would some strong takeaways that you would share with them?
The first thing I would probably say is, well, we've kind of already talked about determination, but I feel like it still applies even in the techniques.
Okay.
Like being determined throughout the sale or whatever it is you're doing. Portraying yourself with confidence. That's another thing I would say.
So people would buy more from somebody who's confident versus somebody who's timid and like, oh, I don't know if you should buy this or not.
Yeah.
Why?
Confidence, I think, is, like, I feel really passionately about that too. Because I haven't always been a confident person. And confidence isn't arrogance. They're not the same thing. Arrogant people are stuck on themselves. Confident people just have belief that they can achieve whatever they're trying to do.
Okay.
So, sorry, what was your question?
Just some specific techniques. So you're saying that confidence is actually a technique to be more persuasive, more influential in sales for self-employed. That you need to be confident.
And I guess applying that to like sales maybe or in any sort of business setting, I think that goes along with confidently going through your sale or whatever it is, explaining your product or your service in a confident manner and answering questions confidently and not second guessing yourself.
Okay.
I would also say, I hope this applies,
Yeah.
but names.
Okay.
I think names are so important to people. Like remembering someone's name, I feel it is a technique. I hit the mic, sorry. It is a technique to remember someone's name and use their name, because that shows them that you really are sincerely interested in them. And questions are a big important part of, they're a technique, I would say, of sales, because you're engaging the person, and it's not just them listening to you. It's not an infomercial. It's a conversation, and through questions you can spark their interest and keep them hooked, if you will.
Okay.
Did I answer your question?
Yeah. So by using the customer's name, because we've discussed this before, the customer's name is what?
It's the most important thing, really.
The most important word
In the conversation,
in the
yeah.
English language, whatever, is somebody's name. So referencing the name, it means you validate them as a person, right? And by referencing the name later on, it's like, hey, you're again personalizing it to them. So that's good. But you said something powerful too. You said the importance of questions. Why are questions so important for salespeople and for self-employed?
Because no one wants to listen to someone else talk about anything for a long period of time.
Okay.
People want to talk as well. They want to have a conversation. So questions are important, number one, because no one cares what you're saying unless you involve them in the conversation.
Okay.
Also, it helps the person be more involved and actively listening to what you're doing. So it shows them they're important, but it also helps you out because you're helping them become more interested in your service or product.
Okay. So.
And you can also gauge their level of interest through questions.
Okay. Very good. What was your best day in selling door-to-door sales?
What did I do, or how many sales did I get?
Both. Like, let's start with how many sales did you get?
21 sales in a day.
So 21 sales in one day. Okay. So, and do you remember what I asked you to do?
Yes.
Immediately after you got 21 sales.
You asked me to write down the 10 things I did to get 21 sales in a day.
Okay. And did you do that?
I did.
And was that helpful?
Yes.
Why?
Because knowing how I did the things I did to get 21 sales was important, because I think a lot of times we do things, we just do them, but then when we sit down and analyze them, we realize like why it was effective, the things that we did. So it causes you to kind of think about it and reflect, like what did I do, instead of just I got 21 sales in a day.
Yeah.
Did I answer your question?
Yes. So, do you happen to remember? It's okay if you don't remember all 10 of those, but of those things maybe you wrote down, like, is there some that you still remember? Like, I specifically did this and this and this, and maybe don't think about what you write down. Like, what did you do that day to hit 21 sales in one day? That's a phenomenal.
So I think I've mentioned a lot of them already.
Okay.
Like confidence was a big one.
Okay.
Having fun was like one of the first things I wrote down though.
Okay.
Because just having a good attitude about everything in life really just transfers to everything. Success in your career, school, relationships, whatever. I've been thinking about this a lot lately just because I've been working construction with my dad, and like there's really no need for me to be like excited to show up to work. Like I'm not like working with people. But choosing to have a good attitude just makes your all around life better, because you're happier. I'm happy to go to work because I choose to be happy to go to work. Anyway, that was kind of a tangent, but
Yeah. No.
so that was a big thing, having fun with customers on the doors.
Okay.
Just having fun with it, because it just like builds on itself. You start having fun, and then people around you are having fun, and then people start buying your product, signing up for trash service.
But for you, if you could go back again, if you could have a conversation with Alan, so to give yourself maybe some advice, what was just some advice that you would give yourself if you were, because if the people are out there doing summer sales, whatever it is, this could be week 4 of the summer. What advice would you give yourself? Like maybe just a couple of things. Like, you know what? This will help you be successful.
I think the biggest thing I would say, not to be too like redundant, but just deciding every day that you're going to make it a great day. Like just choosing to be happy, choosing to be successful, and willing to pay the price to do it. That's what I would say.
Okay, I like it. For those watching at home too that are out here, that maybe out selling, when did you hit your 21 day? Was it like your first week? Was it your second week?
It was in the middle of the summer, I think.
Oh,
It was in
summer.
like July.
July. Yeah, I think it was like
Maybe towards the
end of July. Okay, so it's okay if people that are watching this out knocking doors, if they haven't hit that big breakthrough, whatever, they don't have to have that the first couple of weeks, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. And then you also had an opportunity to manage for us last year. So I wanted to see from your experience from managing, maybe let's say name names, but you had some top performers on your team. So from now watching it on the management level, what would you say top performers did? Did they do anything differently? Specific techniques that they did that maybe other people didn't? So it could be either in the mornings or at night, or why was there a difference? 'Cause there was a difference in the sales and the commissions earned, right? What would you say is the reason for that?
I would say determination.
Okay.
All the reps experienced challenges. All of them called me. I think every rep called me at one point or another saying, like, because I encouraged my reps to call me if they were having a rough time. All of them called me multiple times throughout the summer. They said, Alan, today sucks. Like, give me some words of encouragement. So all of them encountered defeat, but the ones that were successful didn't let it determine the rest of their day or the rest of their week or their summer. Mm-hmm. They were determined to be successful. They had the attitude like, I'm gonna make this happen no matter what happens.
Okay, I like that. Tell me about preparing for the day, because I think if I remember too, you told me that there were some people on your team that really prepared themselves for success before your meetings.
Yeah, so I had one sales rep in particular that it didn't come easy to him. And he had a hard time at first being successful. He's actually the only rep that knocked with almost everyone in the office, I think. So he went out and knocked with each of the sales reps in the office to see what they were doing. If they had a good day, he would say, hey, can I come knock with you for a couple hours? Or he would practice with them in the morning. He would do his approach with me, and he would ask me to give him feedback. And then it was like one day he just like killed it. He was the first rep in the office to hit 20, and I think he did it 3 times throughout the summer. He had 20 sales in a day 3 different times throughout the summer. I think he's the only sales rep in the company that did that last year, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, could be.
But
you attribute that to what? To him investing time, him noticing clues of success in other people in the team, and him learning from them?
definitely.
Awesome. Okay. Any other last words for encouragement to people that are out, maybe out knocking doors or that are in sales, self-employed? Any other last words of encouragement to help them? The secrets of success.
I think just the things I've said already. Choose to be happy, choose to be successful, have fun with it, and be confident. And balance in life as well is another thing I would say. But
Okay. Well,
have
good.
fun.
Have fun. Okay. Well, thank you. Hope you guys enjoyed this time with Alan Godfrey. Please watch this video, and if you need to, rewind it. I guess they don't rewind it anymore. Start it over and watch it again if you need to. and learn the things that you need to, because Alan is very successful, and we're very honored to be able to work with him and to have learned from him. So I appreciate you all watching this video, and take some good notes, and look forward to helping you guys share more strategies of success. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes. Okay.
Was that good? Did I say what you wanted
No,
to do?
no, no,